Hey, this is Sasha, and in this video I want to share with you the importance of the domain or the URL structure as you're looking to do SEO or search engine optimization for your website. Now, oftentimes search engines are really looking for keywords within the URL, and those are the things that also help get your website ranked higher. Now, this isn't to say that if you have a keyword within your URL, you're going to automatically be ranked higher, or if you don't have a keyword in your domain or URL, that you're going to be ranked lower. But every little bit helps. So if you're just new and you're looking to register a domain name, it's important to think about the keyword consideration. Now, on one hand, you don't want to get too specific to the point where you annihilate your possibilities for the future of your website. But on the other hand, you also want to think about search engines in mind as you're choosing a keyword. So when you look at, let's just say, a website right here, and I look at my own website, you can see I've chosen backstageincome.com, which is at the very top over here. Now, the backstageincome.com, income doesn't always necessarily refer to just making money. Income is just growth of something. If you look at the definition of it, it's really about growing or building a resource. Now, oftentimes it is used for money, and that's what most people think of it. But for me personally, I look at it more in the sense of just growth in general. Now, as you look at the URL structure, I could have done things that are more marketing related, such as, let's say, Backstage Marketing or marketingtwist.com. So I could have really focused in on a marketing concept where I just focused in on marketing. But in that case, if I've looked at, let's just say, my Backstage Income website, and I go into my blog over here, then probably what I've only been able to target or do the content, would it have limited me to only marketing related things? Because now if you look at it, I do book training, I do things regarding book cover designs, writing a book. Then there's also about growth, productivity, products and services, tools and equipment reviews. So there's a lot of different things. There's WordPress related things and even money and wealth, investing basics, financial basics, retirement. So there's a lot of additional knowledge and information that goes beyond just marketing. So if you have something in the URL and we just take a look at, let's say, logo design over here, and I search for logo design, you can see the first few are obviously sponsored, but as you look at the URL or the links here, let's just zoom in here to make things a little bit easier to see. You can see this link right here has the word logo in it. If you look at 99 Designs, it has the word design and also one of the page, logo design. This one also, logogenie.net, has the word logo. So as we continue to scroll through these things, you can see some of these websites, they actually have the full logo designed right there, and you can see it's bolded. And because it's bolded, it should play a somewhat of a role. It's not going to be the only thing Google or Yahoo or Bing are checking, but it does help. So of course, the more things, the more elements that you have, it will be more helpful. So if you click through, you look through the page, you can see it has right there, logodesignlove.com. It has logo design within the domain name. So that's one of the important things with looking at the URL, is that it will help rank your search engines higher. Now, unfortunately, if you have already a domain and it doesn't have your keyword or your primary keyword in the URL or the domain, then you're thinking or wondering maybe, well, isn't that now a problem? Is it going to hurt my rankings? It's not that it's going to hurt your rankings. It just doesn't benefit you as much. Now, keep in mind, many websites target many different types of topics. Just like if we go to building an online business and we do a quick search for this, you can see that entrepreneur.com, and as we look at this has no keyword that has to do with building an online business. There's nothing there, but it has an article, building an online business, right there, that's valuable. And the link, entrepreneur.com, that company, the domain, is worth a lot. There's a lot of external links that come into it. So this really helps build out that page to rank it high. So there's another one, entrepreneur.com. So as I continue to scroll, you can see Wikihow is more of a wiki website. It does nothing related to business with the exception of articles, right? Because it's all about a Wikihow. So how do you build an online business? So that's the article. But in general, it's more of a how-to website. But because it's a popular website and it has that page that's related to building an online business, it allows it to rank higher there. So in either case, if you have a domain with the keywords in there, it will be helpful. But if you don't have one, don't stress about it. It's not going to really penalize you. It's just going to give you a few extra bonus points. The other thing you want to look at is the URL structure. And if you're in WordPress and you go to your permalinks, so the way that you do this is basically you go to settings and then you go to permalinks, you click this. It's important to have search engine friendly URLs. Now, let me just zoom in here on this so you can get an idea. The normal WordPress setup that we have is when you install WordPress is something like this that uses question mark slash p equals 123. So in either case, this is the normal URL structure that WordPress sets up by default. And this is just to manage your content. It's your content ID. Now you've probably noticed some URLs, meaning as you go through pages, they might be something like this, where it's year, then month, and then it's a day, and then the title of the post. So this is another way to really look and structure your posts. Others of them, like month and name, if you have just month and name, then you have that year, month, and then the name. And some of them just do archives or numeral based. And then others do post name. So they don't even have the year. They just simply put slash post name. Now, the way you do it is totally up to you. Normally, in the past, the question mark p equals didn't work really well for many search engines. Now they've gotten so much better they can pick things up. If you're doing a lot of postings on the internet and you're doing frequent postings, you might want to do a something day and name. So for example, you have year, month, day, and then a post. Because if you're doing 20 postings a day, right, that sample post may not be as unique, because the whole goal is to make it unique enough. Because if you have overlapping links or URLs, the names and titles, they can actually conflict. So that's the problem. If you're only posting once a week or for general blogs, I would say something like a month and name is just fine. For us, we use a year and post name. That is the custom one that we use. We use a custom one. So we basically have a year and then the post name. So we don't even do a month because it's just a year. It's either 2016, 2017, 2018, and then simply a post name. And that just kind of helps organize some things, because as you start adding additional slashes and directories, it just makes things a little confusing. So for us, as you go to, let's say, this link right here, and you just go and look at an article. So let's say we're looking at this article. You can see right here, as far as the breadcrumbs, this is where the categories are within the website. But if we zoom in and you look at the URL at the top, you can see it's simply just the year and then just 8 tips, create ebook cover that sells, which is basically hyphenated. And I'm not sure if you can really see that as you look into it, but it's basically it's basically just that year and that phrase for that page. And again, if I use any of those keywords within that phrase for 8 tips to create an ebook cover that sells, that helps rank me higher. So if I do a search for that, you might be able to see, okay, well, there's my video that comes up. Of course, it's going to come from YouTube, simply because, well, YouTube's a higher ranked website. And if you try and find my website, it's probably not even ranked here yet, because I don't think I even have the text for it. And that's why it's important for you to constantly put the text under it. So you can see this is an empty post. There's no text under it. It's just embedding a video. Where instead, if I have some other posts or articles, let's just say, that actually have content under it, like here's a lead magnet. So let's just see if I type this in exactly as it is, you might be able to see this one somewhere down the line. So here, this one is still YouTube based, and we'll see if it picks it up. because the site is still fairly fresh. So we'll just take a quick peek. And no, it's not up there yet either. So that's why it's important to really put on a good amount of content, because you can see that even this one, which has some content under it that has it transcribed, it's not even listed. It's nowhere near to be found, and it's my own website and I'm looking for it. Imagine if it's somebody else, you know, looking for a list through a list of all these websites. They're not going to be able to find my website, at least not that page specifically. So what you want to do is just create good quality content, have great links that are really friendly for the search engines to pick up. And as you go through this process and continue to, continue to build out your website, build out links, build out content, structure the URLs, as you can see even on this page, to making them friendly for search engines. And that's what you want to do. And then over time, you'll back test these things. You'll see what works. You'll make adjustments and you'll see, okay, this one got ranked. So you can see right there, this one got ranked May 17th, 2016. So I have my YouTube video right there. And then I also have the article post right there that you can see. And they're doing just fine. Okay, so, but obviously I typed in the exact search, which also means if people are mixing and matching searches, it'll probably show up as well. But you can see that right there, when I click it or go to it, you can see how the URL or the structure, they structure it based on categories, right? So you can see here, it's in money and wealth basics, whereas this one, the how-to, it's // and so on. So it really builds things. And you can see this URL structure, again, slashes in wealth building and then how to wealth build and then the article name. So every website uses a different structure. What's really important is that you simply build a structure that's easy for search engines, and matches your website within the amount of postings that you do. And also if you can use those keywords without getting too spammy within the URL or within the pages, makes it much more beneficial. So hopefully that was helpful. So thanks again for joining me in this video. I hope you continue going through some other videos that I have available. But if you want to see some exclusive content, exclusive video, exclusive courses, or even check out some of my live classes, sign up to my newsletter list by clicking this button right here. When you get there, enter your name and email address, and you'll get those newsletters and you'll be able to join me on some live classes. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.